Hello students, welcome to KENE'S Educare, a group of KENE solutions. This is part 7 of lesson The Fundamental Unit of Life. Now if you remember, like till part 6 we have studied so many points about plants, right, about the cell, right? That what exactly the cell is composed of, what are the components of cell, and we have studied so many other points. We studied about what exactly a cell membrane is, and we know that cell membrane is also called as plasma membrane, right? So we discussed on plasma membrane where we studied about osmosis and diffusion. Then after that we discussed on like what exactly a cell wall is. So we even discussed about cell wall in detail. We discussed on three different types of solutions that we have. That is hypotonic solution, hypertonic solution, and isotonic solution, right? So these are the different types of solutions that we have studied so far. Now apart from that, apart from the solutions, we even like we have one more part which is left for the lesson, and like that is the nucleus part. We discussed that in the last class as well, right? And now we will be like discussing on the different components of the cell, which includes ribosomes, mitochondria, lysosomes, and there are like endoplasmic reticulum. So these are the different components that we will be discussing of the cell, and we will be even discussing on the two important type of cell division that we have. That is, you can say mitosis, and the other one is meiosis. So these are the two types of cell division that we are going to discuss. Okay, so before I start with the latter part that we need to start with today, I want each one of you to please go through whatever we have studied so far in the lesson, because you revising each and everything is going to be a cherry on the cake. Okay, so please revise each and everything that we studied so far. I hope everyone has started revising whatever you have written in your book. So we have started this lesson by discussing on cell theory, where we saw like Robert Hooke, he was the one who, okay, so Robert Hooke was the one who started studying about the cell while he was doing his research with the cork, and cork is something which we get it from the bark of a tree. So it was in the year 1665 when Cook made this observation. Mm, Microscope, and the microscope that he had is a self-designed microscope that he had used, and he came up with the observation of this box's cells. Okay, so probably here, through this observation that he had under the microscope, he came up with the conclusion on cell. After this, we discussed on like what exactly is cell. So cell was first discovered by Robert Hooke in the year 1665, and it's a Latin word which is known for a little room. So cell represents basic structural and functional unit of life, right? And we know that cell can be made up of one, like any organism around us, it can be made up of one cell, or it can be many cell, right? So if it is made up of one cell, it will be unicellular organism, and if it is made up of many cell, it is called as multicellular. So all the tissues and organs, they are composed of cells, and we all know that there's no life without cell, right? So after this, we discussed on like what are living organisms actually made up of, and here we have the structure of the compound microscope which has been given, which has been explained through an activity. Like if you have to see what exactly an organism, living organism is made up of, we need to have we need to perform this activity where we will be taking a small piece of onion, and then we are going to remove the pills of the skin, and then we have to observe that under the microscope, and this is what your observation will be. So there will be different sizes of you can say components of cells which will be visible to you. So I just want you all to please go through the slide once. Then we discussed on this activity 5.2, and as I tell you to do the revision, please do it that way. Then we discussed on this different shape and size of the cell. So here we have different shapes and sizes of the cells which have been given, which include smooth muscle cell, blood cell, nerve cells, bone cells, fat cells. Then we have sperm and ovum as well, right? So I want you all to please go through it once, because this slide is even more important. Here we have the information given on the shapes and types of cells that we have. Okay. So after this we discussed on the division of labor. So I want you all to please go through it. Then we discussed on like what is a cell made up of and what is the structural organization of a cell, right? So I just want you all to please go through it once. Then we discussed on plasma membrane in detail. So I just want each one of you to please go through it once. Now plasma membrane is also called as cell membrane, which you should be aware of. I hope everyone is going through the slide. Here we have the definition of diffusion which has been given, and you should be knowing it as well. After this, we discussed on the three types of solutions, that is isotonic, hypertonic, and hypotonic solution, right? So I just want each one of you to please go through it once, because this is also again very important. So this is how hypertonic, hypotonic, and isotonic solution like looks like, and the cell looks like. Okay, so you should be able to explain it as well. Then we have studied this activity 5.3, where like you need to take an egg, dissolve that in dilute hydrochloric acid, and the shell that we have, you have to remove that. Now make sure you know that shell is mostly calcium carbonate. Okay, so a thin outer skin is going to enclose that egg. So what are we going to do now is we are going to take pure water, and we are going to put the egg in that pure water and observe after 5 minutes. Okay, and then we have to write our observation, like what exactly happens. So you'll come to know that the egg will swell up because the water is going to pass into it. Water from outside is going to enter inside the egg. So the egg will swell up, and it is all because of osmosis. Okay. After that, we need to place a deshelled egg into a concentrated solution and observe for 5 minutes. Okay, what we'll do? We need to take a deshelled egg, and then we need to observe it for 5 minutes, and you will see that in this case the egg will shrink. So here what happened? The egg from shrink means that whatever content was there inside is going to come outside. So in that case, the egg will start shrinking. Same way, same goes for this activity about raisins. Okay, so I just want you all to please go through it once. After this, we discussed on like plasma membrane, like what exactly it is made up of in detail and all. Then we studied about cell wall, and we know that animals do not have cell wall, right? Only plants have this cell wall. So here we have information on plasmolysis. So please go through it once, everyone. After this, we discussed on nucleus. So I just want you all to please quickly go through this part as well. So I hope everyone is going about nucleus, like whatever we have written about nucleus. After this, we discussed on prokaryotic cell as well. So I just want each one of you to please go through it as well. So here we have like some of the points related to prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Always remember that prokaryotic cell, they do not have well-defined nucleus, whereas eukaryotic cells, they have well-defined nucleus. Now well-defined nucleus means there will be like DNA inside it which will be present and it will be well developed as well. Okay. After that, now we have cytoplasm to discuss. So see, when we look at the temporary mount of onion peel as well as human cheek cells, we can see a large region of each cell enclosed by cell membrane. So if we are going to observe an onion peel or human cheek cell, you will see that there will be large region of cell which will be enclosed by a cell membrane. And this region, if you perform it well, you will find out that is going to take little stain, and we call little stain as cytoplasm. What do we call it as? We call it as cytoplasm. So this cytoplasm is the fluid content inside the plasma membrane. What it is? It is the fluid content inside the plasma membrane, and it also contains many specialized cell organelles. So cytoplasm is the reason why each and every cell organelles are able to like be on each and every organelle are stuck on the cell. Okay, so each of these organelles, they perform a specific function for the cell. What do they perform? They perform a specific function for the cell, and cell organelles are enclosed by membranes. Okay, what are they enclosed by? They are enclosed by different membranes which protect them. So in prokaryotes, beside the absence of defined nuclear region, the membrane bound cell organelles are absent. So this is the case with prokaryotes because they do not have well defined nucleus. There will be no nuclear region, there will be no membrane bound cell organelles which will be present in them. Okay, so I just want you all to please go through this slide once and then we'll proceed further. So see, on the other hand, what will happen? The eukaryotic cell, they have nuclear membrane as well as membrane enclosed organelle. What do they have? They have nuclear membrane as well as they have membrane enclosed organelles. So the significance of membranes, they can be illustrated with the example of viruses, and always remember that viruses lack any membrane and they do not show any of the characteristics of life until they enter a living body and use its cell machinery to multiply. Now this is very important that you know it, that viruses, they don't have any membrane and they don't show any characteristic of life. Jab tak they are not entering, till the time the viruses are not entering a living body, they're not going to show any of the characteristics of life. Okay, you have to know this. So now next we have is cell organelle, which I'll be doing it tomorrow. For now, cytoplasm part is enough, and make sure you're revising each and everything. So I'll be starting with cell organelles, which includes endoplasmic reticulum. So there are two types of endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, then we will be studying about the plant cell and animal cell. Then we'll study about Golgi apparatus. Okay, Golgi apparatus के बाद we'll study how exactly Golgi apparatus it was discovered by Camillo Golgi. Okay, then after that we will discuss on lysosomes. What are lysosomes? They are called as they burst out. So lysosomes are also called as suicide bags of the cell. You should be knowing this. So we'll discuss about lysosomes, then we'll discuss about mitochondria in detail. Now there's an historic statement that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Okay, so this you should take care of. Then we'll discuss on plastids. What are plastids in detail? And this plastids, they are present only in plant cell, and they are very important for the plant. So this plastids are of two types, that is chromoplast. Chromo means color, so they are colored plastids, and we have leucoplast. Leuco means white or colorless, so leucoplast. So these are the two different types of plastids. Then we'll study about vacuoles in detail. Always remember that plants have a larger vacuole and animals have a small vacuole. So we'll discuss about vacuole in detail, and then we have cell division to discuss in detail. So we have two types of cell division, mitosis and second one is meiosis. So we will be discussing on both the different types of cell division, and both the type of cell division is very important. We should be knowing about these two different types of cell division, because this is cell division is the reason why the life exists on earth. Because the cell keeps on dividing continuously, because of which like our body has been formed properly. So we'll discuss about cell division, and then we'll have this summary discussion in detail, what exactly we discussed in the whole lesson. And after that, after doing this summary discussion, we have some exercise questions. So I want each one of you to please go through the slide one by one. I hope everyone is going through the questions which have been shown. So this is how we will be ending up with the lesson, fundamental unit of life. And I hope whatever we discussed about cytoplasm in short today, you have understood that and you have taken a note of it as well. Now the rest of the part that we need to start with, that is about the cell organelles. We will be starting with that in the next part. So I want each one of you to please revise each and everything that we have studied. Okay? So I'll end the session for now. Thank you everyone.